Hello and welcome to a new showcase. Today I'm going to showcase a team around Galarian Slowbro, which just got released. Yeah, okay, what I actually did to get those Pokemon is I stayed up till 1:30 my time, for like in the morning, 1:30 a.m. I went and did like 3 remote raids from New Zealand, I think it's out there. Went to basically put on instance, went to bed. I put on like an instance I think 3 times overnight because I always like woke up to like some really big 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and stuff like that. So I get already like some poison types during the night. I think when I woke up at like 12. And then I went out at the morning when I had my alarm set to 8:30 and I got the rest of the poison types just to be able to showcase this Pokemon. I actually got the poison types and the Pokemon already before the event started in my area, which is of course at 10 a.m. because it's always where it started. Yeah, that was kind of grind for me, but it actually is worth it. Like, I kid you not, like, it was like you maybe say in the title, okay, this thing is better than expected or something like that. It's like rank 300 something in PV Poke. It's way better than that, in my opinion. Like, it's actually not bad. The typing is, like, so unique and so cool in the current meta. I did only 2 sets right now. I ran 7 and 3, and I could have won every game. But, like, most of the time, I was just not really perfectly fine with this team because it's the first time that I play this team, and also me sometimes I struggle if I play a team for the first time. So yeah, I could have won I think nearly every game here, and this team was actually really nice, and we lost nearly every lead. Here we actually win the lead, but most of the time we actually lose. We had like so many Altera leads today, which was like What do you kind of want to do with those team? If you have a neutral or a lost lead, you wanna switch out into your Sableye to bait out the Fairy type because the Umbreon don't really want to face the Fairy type. We have Double Dark in the back, which is like super solid always like in the back. And yeah, Slowbro just goes for the Sludge Bomb. Gotta be countering this Venusaur. And my opponent goes into Politoed here. We can go into the Sableye. Yeah, like we have Poison Jab, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast. Sadly, I haven't seen a single Bastion this morning, so I wish I could have Focus Blast something there. You don't really need the Psychic, I think. Psychic is like kinda redundant. You don't really need that much. Here my opponent actually no shields here, which is crazy, and no undercharge here, which gives me the chance again to get to the foul play. I don't know what he's doing there. But otherwise he could have farmed him down with Slowbro anyway and would have been in a good spot. Here I'm just gonna switch into Slowbro, farm him down. The Poison Jab damage, which is boosted now, is like so good. But yeah, you don't really want Psychic, I think. While Psychic is super effective against fighting types and poison types. Both, like, I mean, for poison types is okay. Like, if you want to have something for Nidoqueen, but our backline is already good against that. And for psychic types, I don't know, for fighting types, we already have, like, the poison and the psychic typing on our Pokemon, which resist, like, counter double. And Sludge Bomb and Poison Jab is like neutral damage, which is most in the cases like enough to KO a fighter anyway. And like the most common fighter in the current meta is Medicham, and Medicham is Psychic type anyway, so it would be neutral anyway. So I think Focus Blast has like some more unique coverage, as you can one-shot those hard counters to it, like G-Fist, like Bastion. You can basically maybe have that in the lead, and you have to swap out, and you get it in a Fairy type, which you can then counter down, farm down maybe with a Poison Jab, and then Focus Blast or G-Fist or Bastion and one-shot this thing. So this gives you basically a really cool coverage move, which takes a lot of energy of course, but it's still fine. Here again the Galvantula, we can farm him down, and now we have like 3 Pokemon still against this Medicham, and Medicham against this team can't do anything basically. It's okay against Umbreon, but it's also kind of a neutral matchup actually, because Umbreon is a bit bulkier, and also gets faster to the boost, and basically is only threatened by the counter damage and not the charge move damage. And here we just gonna go for the Sludge Bomb, KO this Medicham and win the game. Next opponent we have Slowbro against Medicham. Of course, for us a really good matchup. Here I make a mistake, for example. I thought I would get to the Sludge Bomb before him, but I don't. And I actually make a really big mistake in this game as well. Yeah, you're gonna see that soon, which is not really but I could have just played around that. Here I went into the Umbreon. I hope I could have caught the move there, but he didn't throw, and he throws the Moonblast, and I get the debuff. And this is super annoying. It just like is really, really annoying for me. And here I can go back into the Medicham. I'm locked into this now, which is like really bad. But the cool thing here right now, I think I actually might, I don't know, I might still win this game though. We can go into the Sableye here, and Sableye just doesn't care. I expect him to go for Psychic, expecting my Poison type to come in, which he does, which is good for us. But actually, he has Power Punch Psychic as a moveset, so he doesn't go for the Power Punch here, but for the Psychic. And goes into the Altaria, I can go for a move. And I can go for my attack now. Oh, I think no, I lose this game. I actually lose this game. And here's like the small problem. He has Garmy in the back. If we could go for the Focus Blast here, we are on the Focus Blast and we don't get to the move. Focus Blast would have put him into range for Sableye. And yeah, we would have won this game if we just got one more turn there. And we would have been fine, but okay. Here, also super unlucky. My opponent thought, okay, it's a Psychic type, so he swaps out. And I swap out because I don't have any move to hit a Golbat, which is kind of rare to see. So we both swap into the Sableye. But if I just knew that my opponent would swap out there, which he didn't have to, I would have just went in my Umbreon, of course, because Umbreon is a way better counter to Sableye than my own Sableye. So that's kind of unlucky, but I still can get back the switched advantage here. And he's gonna go into an Obstagoon, and Obstagoon, it's just a bit annoying here, because we have to go into this thing. And a Night Slash, I mean, we triple resist like counter or something like that, but he actually catches the move here, which wins him the game. If he didn't catch the move, I think we still would have won this game, because he would have been in range of Last Resort. I could have been able to KO the Golbat with my Umbreon, as he can only go for Poison Fang. And yeah, this is sadly now a good game because he caught the move there. Like, this game was 100% winnable if we didn't swap out at the same time. If he didn't caught my move there with the Golbat, like, really well played from my opponent though. Like, can't say anything about that. But this game was definitely winnable, which is then kind of sad for me to lose this game like this. But it is alright. But you see, like, they're like, if we played it a bit differently, we would have definitely won this game here. But like, there is nearly every game I think which we lost today we could have won, which is kind of unlucky, but it shows that this team is like super solid. You can actually run Nidoqueen in the lead, which is most likely a better Pokemon than the Slowbro, but the Slowbro is way more funny than the Nidoqueen. So, but yeah, Nidoqueen Double Dark is also like a super solid line here. And here we have the Altaria against us, like we had so many Altaria leads. But the Sableye can do something against this, and my opponent goes into a Azumarill. The good thing about my Sableye, like, you can just go for the return here. The Azumarill has to throw something against you anyway. You're gonna do that right now. You're gonna go for the Ice Beam. And he actually does not KO me, but I can just go into my slow and confirm down. And my opponent is confused by my typing, so he goes for the Play Rough. I guess he thought I was like something, as I was still like only Psychic or something. Because, yeah, some people just don't know the typing. Like, Ice Beam would have been neutral and Play Rough resisted, but okay. We can go for 2 Sludge Bombs here, which is like super solid for me. He shields both of them. But he can farm me down. And here I make a slight mistake. I mean, it was not really a mistake. I expect my opponent to throw immediately because he has so much energy, but he just went into the Politoed, which is the right play for my opponent, and I basically lose my Sableye. And this puts me in a really tough spot here, as I have to keep my last shield for the what's called the Altaria, because the Altaria definitely has a move ready, and the Sky Attack does hurt. I guess it does hurt a bit more than the Weather Pulse here, but he could also go for the Moonblast anyway, so yeah. And here, it looks not really good for us. I go for an extra move. I actually get to the Altaria here and get my move off him. And now we still have 1 HP in a Dream, but we have a shield here still. And we're gonna be able to get to the foul play and win this game with 1 HP in a Dream. Umbreon coming clutch. Like, Umbreon is so good in the current meta as well. So, a good game there to my opponent. Next opponent, we have also Umbreon in the lead against us. And I don't know. I catch the move on Umbreon there. It's not a good matchup at all for me with the Slowbro, so maybe I should have stopped a little bit earlier out of there. I don't know. Just a bit tough. Umbreon lead with his team is tough, but it's manageable. It is manageable. We can go for the last resort here. I think he got an extra move in the beginning, which kind of helps him in the end here, but it's okay. Because if we're gonna die before him, he would have CMP because we have a rank 1 Umbreon. And rank 1 Umbreon, like, they always lose CMP and the mirror. Can only be a tie. Yeah, I don't know if It's okay if we like loses barely, and he has like some HP left, as we can go into a Slowbro and get like a lot of energy, and a lot of energy with this Pokemon is super solid, as we have like nukes only. And my opponent goes into Stunfisk. This game, he does shield the Focus Blast here, which is good for him. Goes into the Pelipper. This game is unlucky actually. We're gonna lose this game actually, because the thing is just like so good this Stunfisk against us. Like we can't do anything against Stunfisk with our Slowbro. Basically our Slowbro is energy rise to the opponent, which is what it basically is. My opponent baits me, which is a good play. I have to go for the foul play, hope he shields or something like that. He does shield, and now my only play is to catch a move, which I did here, but I think I caught the Mud Bomb. Yeah. If I caught the Discharge, it would be a bit better, but he overfarmed exactly the perfect amount that he can get to 2 moves before I can get to the return here, which wins him the game. We're gonna lose this game by exactly like 2 turns, I think. As we get the move in there, the return would have KO'd him, the foul play wouldn't have KO'd him at this stage, so good game to my opponent. But this was the last battle which we're gonna lose, I think. So here we have Jirachi in the lead against us, and Obstagoon as a Sail Swap, which is like really bad for us. I'm gonna go for the bait here, as he has to respect the return, but he does not respect the return. I don't know what's wrong with my opponents today. Oh, he can try to get to another move. I cannot shield here actually. It's just like not possible, and we have to go for the foul play as we don't get to the return, but my opponent actually shields because he thought we was at a return or something. We was not even close there. I can survive 1 move here, which is good, and we're gonna get to the next Slush Bomb at the same time as my opponent gets there. The problem here is now that okay, I wouldn't have outspeed him to the next one, but it's okay. We have the Umbreon here against the Jirachi, as the Jirachi stays in, which is interesting. He takes the 1 move here, we can get a lot of energy against him. I'm gonna shield here once, as he could have Dazzling Gleam. Goes for Doom Desire, which is fine. He goes for another Doom Desire, which is also okay. And my opponent goes into Sableye, and this looks like good for us right now. Very interesting team. I think that's also a double dark with Jirachi in the lead. Kinda a good team. But here Sableye is definitely not as good against our Umbreon. We have to shield here, even if he has like... he has to bait us here actually. We are at return range, like kinda-ish. I don't know if it would actually KO, it would come down to AV. But we kinda want to just soak some energy here on our Slowbro. Our Slowbro is good for that. And now we can farm everything down here basically with our Snarls. I think I get to the foul play here against the Jirachi, and this is gonna be a good game to my opponent, as he does not get to another move here. And yeah, Umbreon coming clutch again. Next opponent, we have a Slowbro against Sableye. Really bad lead again. I have to go into my own Sableye and basically mirror. But what's gonna happen here right now is kind of interesting. By the way, I'm mostly gonna stream later on this day as well on twitch.tv/JonkusPKMN and play some sets with maybe this team actually. We have to see, as this team is like kinda cool. But yeah, I kinda want to try out this team a bit more. Currently have some fun on Twitch, but here we actually have like my opponent lacked some moves there, I think, after my charge moves, so I just double shield and actually won the switch advantage back here, which is super solid for us. He has Stunfisk, which is really bad for us, as he gets to the move before we get to our quick move, our charge move here, and we have to go into Umbreon, as if we want to deal with Stunfisk, we have to have like at least shields and energy advantage with the Slowbro, as we have Focus Blast, but we don't. So we have to go into our Umbreon. Our Umbreon gonna be able to actually handle that, as he can take 2 Earthquakes. We can go for 2 foul plays here now, and we're gonna KO the Stunfisk, but I'm scared of a catch, to be honest. So I try to overfarm a bit, see if we're gonna try to catch. He does not. And we are just gonna go straight to the Slowbro. That's our only play. And he has a Venusaur on the back. We resist every move from Venusaur, as we had poison typing. And this is gonna be a good game, as a Slush Bomb gonna KO the Venusaur. Goodbye Venusaur, get Slowbro'd. Okay, we have to farm down a bit, but that's still fine. Good game there, and into the next game we have... This might actually be the last game. Well, yeah, it must be the last game, as it's Wobbuffet in the lead and it takes a bit longer. Wobbuffet is a really good for our team, as we can basically handle it with every Pokemon. I'm just gonna go for the Sludge Bomb, and he goes throws right in here, which shows me that he does not go for the return. return rate needs way more. And here, like, you see that I'm not really familiar with the Slowbro typing yet, as I stay into this matchup, which is not the right play. I go now into the Umbreon, which is the right play, but like against Lickitung, Lick damage is super effective. You kind of always have to try to swap out of there. But still, we're in a good spot right now, as we know that the Wobbuffet basically is dead weight for us. Like, it can't do anything against the Sableye. If he swaps into that or something, we can just lock him in, which is super solid. And he goes into this Wobbuffet. I go intentionally actually here for the foul play, as we can get him a bit lower. That puts us into perfect farm down range for the Sableye, as Hidoclaw does not as much, but puts us at like nearly 100 energy when we're done with that thing. We don't have to shoot anything, everything is type resisted, and we're in such a good spot now. My opponent goes into his Zoomer. I just try to bait him right now, but he actually does not fall for it, which is good for my opponent. Now I'm gonna not bait him anymore. And he actually also caught that, which is good for him. What I'm gonna do now is shield once here, as we have still a lot of health, so he cannot bubble us down really. And we can go for the return here again, which is good for us. And if he throws a move at us, that's also fine. He cannot really farm us down. He tries to go into the Lickitung, which is super solid for us, as we can go for the foul play here. We're gonna swap out into the Umbreon, hope that he throws a move, which he does. We're just gonna keep the shield for the Slowbro, and we're gonna win this game now with our Slowbro, just killing this Azure Merlin. Thanks all for watching. I hope I see you on the next video, and have a great day.